Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. I wanted to take a quick break from getting ready to host Christmas tomorrow. Today is Christmas Eve. I have my mother-in-law and I'll have my sister-in-law and my wife with me tomorrow as we do the traditional Christmas with the meal and fellowship. But I wanted to take the time to thank everyone for a wonderful year. As many of you know, this year was my first year in business. I lost my job in May and was somewhat thrust into starting a business, which is okay because I had always wanted to start a business. I had simply procrastinated. What I learned about myself at the age of 40 was a lot of that had to do with my being skeptical and confidence in myself. And so, why do today what you can put off until tomorrow, as many people say about various decisions and things in their life that they dream about and want to one day complete. I learned all that from not only family and friends, but strangers and customers alike. Sometimes we have to see life and see ourselves through other people's eyes to really learn about ourselves, no matter what age you are. And starting a business requires you to do that in many ways. And that was the greatest thing that could have happened to me at the most needed time. So I want to let everyone know I sincerely thank them for their part in that growth that not only myself but my wife and my family experienced. It's much appreciated. I'm humbled by it, for good or for bad. You know, some people had feedback where they didn't like the marketing or necessarily see the relevance of resale of what I do. Some people gave me too much credit, but it was all very much appreciated, and I am humbled by it all. So I want to again say thank you so very much for your part in my growth. I can sincerely say, probably for the first time in my life, I did not take for granted anything since May this year, and I hope I'll remember that life is short, often in the rush to complete our day-to-day tasks or go shopping for things or what have you. We forget the forest for the trees, so to speak. This year has been different for me. This hat here, it's a great story, and the reason I tell this story is because it has a lot to do with not only nostalgia. As you know, I'm a big fan of studying nostalgia and its effect on the consumer and why we buy certain things in resale that we do. This hat is a hat that belongs to a dear friend, belonged to her, and she and her wife get together with me and my wife throughout the year, and we have since over a decade, since before my wife and I got married. In fact, she threw a wedding party for us. So when I'd go over and we were, cutting up and doing the things that friends do when they get together for dinner or what have you, because we're like family. We don't put on airs. We're very real around one another. I put on this hat for one reason or the other. One year, in fact, for my friend's birthday, we went out, spent the day going to Bellingrath Gardens. I wore this hat. In fact, there's a picture of me, and a lot of people say it reminds them of a young Dustin Hoffman. I don't know if that's a compliment or a bad thing. But she gave me this hat, which meant so much because this hat was near and dear to her. She had memories with it. She knew I enjoyed the hat, and she knew that part of those memories were ones that were created by me or shared by me. And ironically, even though I'm a guitarist and I call myself an official of vintage, I never knew that the hat I'd been wearing was a Fender guitar hat. It was made by Fender. See the little guitars on it. So that was really neat. Which just goes to show that we're always learning something new, and sometimes the past can surprise us. And so that's nostalgia for me. And it's not old. This is, from not long ago, but it has a meaning to me that it could never have to anyone else. It can't be quantified by a dollar amount because of that meaning that belongs to me and only me. And that is, in essence, what drives nostalgia. This time of year, nostalgia is a very crucial thing to all of us. We have that moment to stop and look around and take stock of what we have. And keep that in mind as you not only use the holiday season to reach out to those less fortunate, try to remember to do it throughout the year. That is why the last line of my business mission statement will always be remain humble. Because oftentimes, unfortunately, we forget until we ourselves are in that situation. And in a blink of an eye, no matter how wealthy you are or how healthy you are, it can all be taken away, it can all be hindered, and we're left with nothing but our fragile nature exposed. And when you have good friends, a good country you live in, good neighbors, then it's all okay. And that's a great thing that we often take for granted. So whether you're Jewish or Christian, maybe you're celebrating Kwanzaa, it doesn't matter. I wish everybody a happy holidays. I hope you take this time to reflect on what you're grateful for, and most importantly, may it be happy. So I wish everyone peace and happiness, and not only for the holiday season, for the remainder of this year and throughout 2018 and beyond. So remember, we are all just neighbors on this big round neighborhood, and it's a lot smaller of a neighborhood than we think. So I wish you the best. Happy holidays. Love the one you're with. Peace.